The Coast Guards of the two countries inked their first Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, that paved the way for more information sharing in the maritime domain, and the Philippines has displayed a keen interest in military hardware India has to offer, including advanced light helicopter Mk2 and the indigenously built warships. The MOU between the Coast Guards was preceded by India becoming more vocal about Chinese aggression in the South China Sea. 7 years after the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, India unequivocally asked China to accept the 2016 tribunal ruling. Indian Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar and his Filipino counterpart issued a joint statement in June 2023 calling for China to abide by the 2016 arbitral award on the South China Sea, departing from its long-standing neutrality on competing territorial claims in Southeast Asia. The Indian Coast Guard, after signing the MOU, said, Indian Coast Guard and Philippines Coast Guard have signed an MOU for enhancing maritime cooperation in the presence of ICG Chief Rakesh Pal and his Filipino counterpart Admiral Artemio M. Abu yesterday, August 22nd. The first ever bilateral meeting between maritime agencies signifies dedication to strengthening professional bonds. Zero Indian ambassador to the Philippines Shamhu Mamaran, while talking about the development to a Filipino TV channel, said, Maritime is a bridge that connects our very ocean-reliant economies. We have identified maritime affairs as the focus of our relationships. There has been no structured cooperation between the Coast Guards. Philippine Coast Guard Commandant Admiral Artemio M. Abu visited India for several reasons. This is the first one. Admiral Abu had a customer demonstration flight aboard one of the Indian Coast Guard's Dhruv ALH Mk3 helicopter at Goa, India. It would be remembered that the Indian government is offering a line of credit to the Philippine government to allow the Philippine Coast Guard to acquire 6 to 7 new Dhruv ALH Mk3 Coast Guard helicopters to fulfill its helicopter requirements. This was the first visit of a Filipino Coast Guard chief to India. The Indian Coast Guard, in cooperation with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, conducted a customer demonstration flight on board ALH Mk3 at Goa. The ALH Mk3 is a variant of the indigenous Dhruv helicopter. The MKII variant has been inducted into the Indian Navy and the Indian Coast Guard. It is a multi-role, multi-mission, and versatile helicopter in the 5.5-ton category. ALH Mk3 is equipped with the most modern surveillance radar that can detect and identify ships and boats up to a range of 120 nautical miles to enable the Coast Guard to keep a vigil across Indian coastal regions. Its electro-optical sensor allows it to monitor even the smallest vessels at distances as far as 30 nautical miles. Besides maritime reconnaissance, these helicopters can do long-range search and rescue operations. ALH Mk3 is also fitted with a heavy machine gun to undertake constabulary missions. Besides this, the Filipino Coast Guard chief also visited Goa Shipyard Limited, GSL, to see the Indian shipbuilding industry and how Indian Coast Guard ships are manufactured. The Philippine Coast Guard delegation visited the Indian Coast Guard offshore patrol vessel Sujit at Goa and witnessed its multi-role capabilities, along with the ship's design. The MOU will also pave the way for information sharing for better maritime domain awareness, MDA. Chinese militia vessels in the South China Sea becoming a menace for regional commercial vessels is one such example. Professor of International Relations at King's College London, Harsh V. Pant, has suggested that the weaker countries would be better off sticking together and sharing their best practices. So ultimately, it is the question of the countries working together in convergence groups and about learning from each other. Countries facing similar situations can also learn from how others have responded, Professor Pant told the Eurasian Times. In particular, start sharing intelligence and information because a lot of grey zone tactics China has been able to use against nations are when they are alone, when they don't have robust partners, and when they don't have adequate, reliable information to tackle this challenge, he added. Experts see this burgeoning friendship as a sign of India being ready to take a more assertive role in the Indo-Pacific. Indo-Pacific policies were largely seen as major powers' Quad's vantage point. India, on the other hand, has been vocal that the Indo-Pacific region should not only be free from coercion and threats, and open, sea and sea lanes for all the operations, but also inclusive of all the regional stakeholders' interests and aspirations, maritime security and Asian security architectures expert Dr. Pooja Bhatt told the Eurasian Times.